Okay, so let's start. I want good morning. Today is again the book reading that I have planned to do. Today is I read just one page. Now I won't go through the commentary as much. I'll just read through it because that's uh, that's what I want to do. I don't want to add my own commentary on it actually. So not much commentary I feel is needed. I mean, if there is, then it's okay because it's just unlisted. Nobody is supposed to see this except for few people. That's all. Yeah. So let's start. This manual is for those people who think they have Deen all figured out but can't make out exactly why. They have so many problems in their lives. They see the lives they lead in their work, businesses, and homes as separate from their lives in the masjid and on the prayer mat. Deen and dunya for them are like two separate entities that have little to do with each other. The reality is that time is Allah's simulation. It's Allah Azza wa Jal divine matrix. It's your entire realm of experience. It's His testing field. Your time here on earth is critical. Every time a day passes, a piece of you passes with it. You have to learn the rules of the game. What Allah Azza wa Jal is getting at every time. He creates a situation and sends it your way. And here's the thing, if you don't have a clear understanding of what Allah Azza wa Jal is getting at, when you don't know the rules of the game, you risk losing yourself and your loved ones for eternity. That is the ultimate loss. It won't matter what you accomplished in this life if you don't secure your afterlife. This manual aims to help you achieve that goal. I highly recommend that you read the section on the Iman at least twice. From Iman, we get into conduct and all that it entails. After that, we explore the significance of time and take a deep dive into the illusion of time and the mystic nature of eternal now. This manual would not be complete without discussing some of the common modern day obstacles many Muslims experience today. And that's exactly what I walk us through. The next section examines the importance of coming to Islam through intellectual reasoning and only then submitting to Allah's Azza wa Jal's command. At that point, I unpack one of the strongest arguments for the existence of Allah Azza wa Jal, to empower parents and the young generation of Muslims with the rationale needed to maneuver around and away from those trying to instill doubts in us to steer us away from Deen of Islam. Finally, any essential manual requires something practical to work on as a means to draw nearer to Allah Azza wa Jal, an action or game plan. The Raqib lessons are meant just to do that. Allah Azza wa Jal says that those who strive in our commands will be guided and rewarded with Allah Azza wa Jal's divine presence and given the tawakkul, given the tawfiq to reach the level of ihsan. This requires a struggle to align ourselves with Allah Azza wa Jal's order. Alhamdulillah, Allah Azza wa Jal attached His guidance not with the outcome of of our struggle, but with the struggle itself. That's beautiful. Allah Azza wa Jal wants us to put in the efforts, so make sure you just do that. Challenge yourself or your friends to complete these lessons to help draw you nearer to Allah. You also have the option of joining our Patreon community, Patreon Muslim Hub. as we work together to achieve this goal. I am already part of that club, by the way. I hope you enjoy and benefit from this manual in a way that gives you the guidance and success you need to secure your afterlife. Please keep me in my and my family in your prayers. Jazakallahu khair. All right. So, revision 3, a summary for those with a little to no time to read. Due to popular demand, I have added a section for the very busy individuals who barely have the time to read. That's okay. These next 7 pages may not summarize the entire manual, but they definitely pack a punch. You'll probably develop the enthusiasm you need to read the entire thing. But if you don't, these pages should suffice in delivering the key points in the manual and then some. Although the manual delves into more details on many of the points we discussed, these lessons are in general in there are lessons in there that are not that are not in the manual itself. Therefore, I suggest you start with this section as a warm up and then proceed based on how you feel. Understanding this world. Tawheed, or the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, is the key to paradise. But there is one main thing that stands in our way of becoming realized in this kalima. This state of being acts as a tawheed blocker, and it consists of being affected by or attached to the means of this world. That's beautiful. That's amazing. That's like, I myself had this blocker. All right, the means of this world are pretty much all the created realms. Without the nur or light of tawheed, we develop shirk. Shirk literally means partnership, and Allah has no partners. It is His essence or attribute. Falling into shirk or associating partners with Allah doesn't simply mean you worship other gods. It also means believing that anything or anyone other than Allah can also benefit or harm you in any way. If you're not attached to anything in created realm, then there can't be any shirk. No shirk, no problem. Let's first take a step back for a moment and unpack this created realm that we perceive. Most of us are deluded and think that there is a world out there independent of our minds that we perceive out of matter. This couldn't be any further from the truth. Okay, let's repeat this. Let's first take a step back for a moment and unpack this created realm that we perceive. Most of us are deluded and think that there is a world out there independent of our mind. There is a world out there independent of our mind, independent of our minds that we perceive, that's made out of matter. This couldn't be any further from the truth. The world you perceive is simply in your head. That's right. It's all in your mind. It's not really in your mind, it is your mind. Scientists have been searching for a world that is independent of mind, and they simply haven't found it. And they will never find it because it's simply not there. Confused? Let me unpack it a little more for you. In order for us to prove that there is a world separate from our mind, we have to find it independent of our mind. To do this, you have to first understand what mind is. The mind is composed of thoughts, feelings, and perception. Perception is seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching, sensing. The world you and I and every other human being on this planet known no on this planet know is known only through these five senses of perception. Anything you perceive in this world is made up of some combination of sight, sound, smell, taste, or touch. You open your eyes and you see a tree, or smell a flower, or taste a burger, or touch a chair. Is it a coincidence that the world you perceive is of made up of sight, sound, smell, taste, or touch, while the very tools of mind or perception are seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, or touching? Of course not. The world you perceive is consistent with your mind's senses because the world is mind. The world you perceive is consistent with your mind's senses because the world is mind. There is an all the reason that all 8 billion of us in this world see the same world is not because the world is really out there, but rather because the content of life is all downloaded from the same source. That's very good. To, to elucidate this point, think of the video streaming service Netflix, for example. When a movie is being streamed on our iPad or TV sets, and all 8 billion of us start playing the same movie, we all see the same content. That's not because the movie playing is really there on our screens. If you were to get up and examine the people acting in the movie playing on your screen, you won't find them. All you find is your screen. The movie is simply coloring of your screen. It's the screen in motion, or more accurately, the vibration or coloring of pixels on your screen. And since the movie is being downloaded to all 8 billion screens on demand, we all see the same content because it's downloaded from the same source. So, if I'm sitting here in Al Sahel in Egypt and you are in another city or country, and we both look up and see the sun, it's not because the sun is out there, but because both of our finite minds have access to the same content that's being downloaded from the same source. In other word, in other words, the world is made out of mind. So saying that God created the world or dunya or the mind can be or the mind can be used interchangeably. In other words, the world is made out of mind. So okay, so much background noise. I'm sorry for that, but that's how it is. So okay, proceeding. In other words, the world is made out of mind. So saying that God created the world or dunya or the mind can be used interchangeably. They mean the exact same thing. Mind is the creation of Allah, meaning the activity or doing of Allah. It's God's action. Mind in motion is the world, while mind at rest reveals God, because all that is left is, if you subtract creation is creator. A clever way to express this is that the world or mind is God's motion picture or the activity of God. God veils himself with his own activity like a TV screen veils itself with a movie. Zikr is this entangling of God from his own activity. Hence, God is mind at rest. One more time. A clever way to express this is that the world or the mind is God's motion picture or the activity of God. God veils himself with his own activity like a TV screen veils itself with a movie. Zikr is the disentangling of God from his own activity, and hence God is mind at rest. To help you understand this point even further, think of this world as a virtual reality headset. Let's call it mindset to be more accurate. That is placed over your ruh, soul. It's your soul's window into the created realm. When looking through your virtual reality mindset, you see infinity and eternity. God, who in reality is the only one who exists, as space and time respectively. Allah says in the Noble Quran, to Allah belong the east and the west. Whithersoever ye return, there is the presence of Allah. For Allah is pervading, all knowing. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَشْرِقُ وَالْمَغْرِبُ ف- فَيَأْنَمَا تَوَلُّوا وَسَمَّى وجه الله إن الله واسع العليم. Okay, it's in different format. I'm having a struggle to read this. Right, I think that's enough for today. 15 minutes are up. I have a hard stop at 15 minutes. That's all. Thank you.